In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 NBA games happening on January 15, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Orlando Magic versus Milwaukee Bucks. On Wednesday, the Orlando Magic will travel to Wisconsin to face off against their Eastern Conference rivals, the Milwaukee Bucks, at the Pfizer Forum. The Magic come into this game fresh off a 104-99 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers on Sunday, which helped them put an end to a brief 2-game losing skid. Currently, Orlando holds the top spot in the Southeast Division, maintaining a slim lead of 1.5 games over the Miami Heat. The Milwaukee Bucks, on the other hand, are set to play their second game in as many nights when they host Orlando. This back-to-back comes after a home matchup on Tuesday night against the Sacramento Kings. The Bucks are trying to rebound from a tough 104-106 loss to the New York Knicks on Sunday. In the Central Division standings, Milwaukee finds itself trailing the first-place Cleveland Cavaliers by a substantial 12.5 games. Injuries continue to plague both teams heading into this game. The Magic remain without several key players, including Jalen Suggs, Gary Harris, Franz Wagner, and Moritz Wagner. Meanwhile, the Bucks have once again ruled out Gary Trent Jr. and K.A. Tris Middleton, both of whom are dealing with ongoing injuries. These two teams last faced each other on Friday in Orlando, where the Bucks narrowly emerged victorious with a 109-106 win. Orlando has been struggling with injuries over the past couple of weeks, leaving them without several of their primary scoring options. Despite their challenges, the Magic have managed to rank second in the NBA in defensive rating, though their offensive production has been lacking. They sit at 28th in the league in offensive rating and are last in points per game, 3-point shooting percentage, and field goals made per game. Jalen Suggs, who has been an emerging offensive force this season, is sidelined with a back injury, while Franz Wagner, the team's second leading scorer, is still out due to an oblique injury. Conversely, the Bucks have been playing strong basketball on both ends of the court. Their star duo, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard, continue to dominate, while Milwaukee's bench has stepped up admirably amidst their own injury woes. With Milwaukee having won both previous meetings this season, including one at home, the Bucks seem well positioned to capitalize on their momentum. Milwaukee, despite playing their second game in 2 nights, enters this matchup as the healthier team overall. Even with the continued absences of Trent Jr. and Middleton, their injury situation is far less dire than Orlando's, which could also see Kentavious Caldwell-Pope sidelined. While the Bucks have faced inconsistency throughout the season and have not been a reliable choice for bettors, this game represents an opportunity for them to solidify their standing. Winning at home is crucial, particularly against a depleted Magic squad. The Bucks have emerged victorious in 8 of their last 10 games against Orlando, and this matchup presents a favorable chance to add another win to that tally. So the Milwaukee Bucks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The total has consistently gone under in 5 of Orlando's last 6 games, as well as in 6 of their last 8 games against other Eastern Conference opponents. Similarly, Milwaukee's home games have often leaned toward lower scoring affairs, with the total finishing under in 5 of their last 6 contests at the Pfizer Forum. Given that the Bucks are playing on consecutive nights, the tempo of this game is likely to be slower compared to their previous matchup against Orlando, which resulted in a combined 235 points. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Hawks versus Chicago Bulls. The Atlanta Hawks, with a record of 19-19, are gearing up to face the Chicago Bulls, who hold an 18-21 record, on Wednesday night in an Eastern Conference matchup at the United Center. Both teams are coming off the second game of back-to-back contests, making this a pivotal point in their schedules. This meeting marks the 4th and final time these two squads will square off during the regular season. So far, the Bulls have the upper hand, having secured victory in 2 of the previous 3 encounters. The Hawks will be entering this game without 2 of their key players, Jalen Johnson and DeAndre Hunter, as injuries continue to affect their lineup. Similarly, the Bulls are dealing with their own roster challenges, missing Io Dawson-Moore and Torrey Craig. Despite these absences, the Atlanta Hawks maintain a level of confidence heading into this game, especially after their recent 8-point victory over the Bulls a few weeks ago. Atlanta has been showing signs of promise, winning 5 out of their last 9 games leading up to Tuesday night. On the other hand, the Chicago Bulls continue to struggle with consistency, managing a 5-5 record over their previous 10 outings. From an analytical standpoint, these teams share strikingly similar advanced metrics. On the offensive end, Atlanta's production is closely aligned with Chicago's, as the Hawks average only 1 fewer points per 100 possessions. On defense, Atlanta is conceding 114 points per 100 possessions, while Chicago is slightly less effective, allowing 115 points per 100 possessions. However, the Bulls' defensive issues have been more pronounced recently, as they have given up an average of 119 points in their last 5 games. This trend could spell trouble against an Atlanta offense that has shown it can be explosive. The current betting line raises questions. While the Bulls may seem to have an advantage due to playing at home and the fatigue factor of a back-to-back, their recent loss to the New Orleans Pelicans, a team that has struggled on the road, casts doubt on their reliability. Meanwhile, although the Hawks are dealing with injuries and may potentially be without Hunter, they will still feature the best player on the floor and have been showing defensive effort, even though the Hawks have a lackluster 16-23 record against the spread. This matchup seems winnable for them regardless of the venue. It's worth noting that Atlanta lit up the Bulls for an impressive 141 points just a few weeks ago, shooting 52% from the field. Neither team inspires overwhelming confidence at the moment, as neither has been able to sustain any significant winning momentum. That said, the Hawks are coming off an encouraging victory against the Phoenix Suns the previous night, and they may be able to carry that momentum into this game. So the Atlanta Hawks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both of these teams are known for their high-tempo style of play, ranking among the fastest in the league. The Chicago Bulls currently sit second in the NBA with a pace of 104.39, while the Atlanta Hawks are just behind in third place at 104.35. When these teams meet, scoring is rarely an issue, as evidenced by their first 3 matchups this season, which have averaged a combined 257 total points. In their most recent meeting last month, Atlanta posted an impressive 141 points against Chicago. Over the 3 games they have played this season, the Hawks have averaged a stellar 125 points per game. This fast-paced style suggests another high-scoring affair is on the horizon. Chicago has also delivered offensively in recent games against Atlanta, putting up 136 and 133 points in their last 2 contests. The Bulls' ability to score from beyond the arc is noteworthy as well. They rank 5th in the NBA in 3-point shooting. This could prove decisive, as the Hawks rank dead last, 30th in 3-point defense. Additionally, the over has hit in 5 of the Hawks' last 8 games, with a record of 5-1-2 during that span. Given the dynamics of these 2 teams and their tendencies for high-scoring matchups, another shootout seems inevitable. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Dallas Mavericks versus New Orleans Pelicans. The Dallas Mavericks, currently holding a 22-17 record and sitting in 5th place in the highly competitive Western Conference, are preparing to face off against the New Orleans Pelicans on January 15th. The Pelicans, struggling at the bottom of the standings with an 8-32 record, are ranked 15th in the Western Conference. This matchup will take place at the Smoothie King Center, adding a home court advantage for the Pelicans. Both teams are coming off closely contested games. The Mavericks are entering this contest following a 112-101 home loss against the Denver Nuggets on Sunday, a game that highlighted some of their recent struggles. Meanwhile, the Pelicans narrowly fell to the Boston Celtics on the road in a nail-biting 120-119 loss, also on Sunday. With both teams playing on the second night of a back-to-back, fatigue may play a significant role. This marks the second of 4 scheduled meetings between these teams this season, with the Mavericks having secured a dominant 132-91 victory in their first encounter at home. The Mavericks are dealing with significant challenges on the injury front as they remain without their star player, Luka Doncic. In addition, they are monitoring the status of Derek Lively, who is listed as day-to-day and may not be available. On the other side, the Pelicans continue to struggle without the contributions of Brandon Ingram and Herbert Jones, 2 key players who remain sidelined. For the Mavericks, securing a victory in this game is crucial to regaining momentum and stabilizing their season. However, their recent performance performances suggest they are grappling with consistency, and Kyrie Irving's play has raised concerns as he appeared to be less than fully healthy during their loss to the Nuggets. Conversely, while the Pelicans have had their share of struggles this season, they appear to be gaining some rhythm, evidenced by their gritty road win against the Chicago Bulls last night. Although Kyrie Irving has returned to the lineup for Dallas, the absence of Luka Doncic looms large, and there is a possibility that Derek Lively could join him on the bench after sustaining an issue in the previous game. The Pelicans, despite dealing with their own set of injuries, are in one of their healthiest stretches this season. They head into this contest fresh off a solid victory against the Bulls, which could boost their confidence. Generally, home teams tend to hold an advantage when both squads are on the second leg of a back-to-back set. Adding to the Mavericks' concerns, they have struggled offensively, scoring 101 points or fewer in 4 of their last 8 games. While Irving's return is undoubtedly a positive development, the team's outlook remains unconvincing without Luka. The Pelicans, who have frequently been undervalued this season, may find themselves in a favorable position as home underdogs. So the New Orleans Pelicans to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Statistical trends this season suggest a high-scoring affair when Dallas and New Orleans play without rest. The over has hit in 6 of Dallas's 7 such games, and it is 5 to 3 to 1 for New Orleans under the same circumstances. Additionally, New Orleans has seen the over hit in 12 of its 21 home games this season. Defensively, the Pelicans have notable weaknesses, particularly at the rim and beyond the arc, 2 critical areas of the court. This defensive frailty is a concerning matchup against a Mavericks team that excels in these areas. Dallas has the capability to dominate from long range and is equally potent in the paint, making this a game they should be eagerly anticipating. The Pelicans also rank 29th in opponent offensive rebounding percentage, a factor that could lead to second-chance opportunities for Dallas. As a result, expect the Mavericks to produce a strong offensive output, especially given their 9th-place ranking and pace. While the Mavericks have been solid defensively, the Pelicans boast a variety of scoring threats. 8 active players on their roster are averaging between 9 and 22 points per game. The return of Zion Williamson adds a significant boost, as his presence increases their overall star power and offensive capability. Although the Pelicans have not been among the league's most efficient teams on offense this season, there is reason to believe they will make strides in this area in the coming months. Defensively, both teams have struggled to limit their opponents. Dallas allows a 45.5% field goal percentage, ranking 8th in the league, while New Orleans sits near the bottom at 29th, allowing opponents to shoot 48.4%. Both teams have also given up a significant number of points recently, with the Mavericks surrendering an average of 115 points over their last 5 games and the Pelicans allowing an average of 118 points in their previous 3. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston Rockets versus Denver Nuggets. The NBA is set to showcase an exciting Western Conference matchup on Wednesday between the Houston Rockets, boasting a strong record of 26-12, and the Denver Nuggets, who are holding their ground with a solid 24-15. This game promises to be a thrilling clash between 2 competitive teams aiming to solidify their standings. The Houston Rockets will be without key players Tari Eason, Jock Landale, and Jabari Smith Jr., while the Denver Nuggets will enter the contest with their full squad intact. Denver has been in remarkable form recently, winning 8 of their last 10 games. Their home performance has also been commendable, with a 12-7 record at Ball Arena, showcasing their ability to leverage home court advantage effectively. Denver will be playing the second game of a back-to-back, a scenario in which they have excelled this season. The Nuggets have gone an impressive 8-0 straight up and 7-1 against the spread in back-to-back situations. This success highlights their resilience and depth, as they have managed to maintain offensive efficiency even under tight scheduling. Denver ranks 4th in the league in offensive efficiency, scoring an impressive 115.5 points per 100 possessions, which will be key as they face Houston's formidable defense. Both teams enter this highly anticipated matchup riding a wave of momentum. The Rockets have a strong road record of 12-6, surpassing Denver's home record of 12-7, which underscores why they are slight favorites for this game. Despite this, the Denver Nuggets present an intriguing option as rare home underdogs. Since April 2022, this is only the 12th time they have been in such a position. and they have capitalized on similar opportunities, going 8-2 straight up and against the spread in their last 10 games. While Houston's rest advantage might suggest they hold the upper hand, the Nuggets' current form and value as underdogs make them a compelling choice. So the Denver Nuggets to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Denver plays at one of the quickest paces in the league, ranking 5th with an average of 103.4 possessions per game. Houston, while slightly slower, still maintains a fast pace, ranking 11th with 101.8 possessions per contest. This tempo sets the stage for a high-scoring affair between two dynamic teams. As mentioned earlier, Denver's offense is among the league's elite, spearheaded by MVP-caliber talent Nikola Jokic. His ability to orchestrate the offense and exploit defensive weaknesses will be crucial as the Nuggets attempt to dismantle Houston's young but effective defense. Both teams are riding 4-game winning streaks and have averaged at least 120 points per game during these stretches, showcasing their offensive firepower. Houston's defense could be the deciding factor in whether this game reaches a high total, but given the high pace in which both teams play, it is likely that the combined score will exceed the projected total. This clash of two fast-paced, offensively proficient teams should produce plenty of points in an entertaining showdown. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.